Hi everyone, welcome to the Automate Dream World. Now it is the part two. Now we know what are the important Java interview questions that will be asked in TCS, that is Tata Consultancy Services. So we are always targeting for the advanced, intermediate, and the basic kind of one question, how you could do that. So the main important thing they will be asking during the Java interview questions, because even though you are an automation tester, why they're always focusing you to do some coding in the Java? Because even though you're not going to do some palindrome or Fibonacci series or factorial program, but still why we are asking, because they want to know what is the logic you are using over here and how long you can take for to solve that particular coding question, and how you are projecting your way of approach to explain to the interviewer. That could be the major important thing. That's the reason we started working with the Java questions. So even though if you don't know the question logic, because I have been just derived some of the few questions which has been coming to the part of the during the interview process. But if they asked you a lot of the questions, still you don't know, then fine, whatever you know the logic, please highlight your logic to them. That's what they are expecting, because everybody cannot be perfect. They cannot give the 100% delivery. They could not able to know what is happening and how to deliver it. That's fine all, but at least you have to see, okay, this much I could know that, so I could able to deliver this, and I could able to do it this, so I can approach in this way. I can understand this could never work, but still I have been approached the logic. So the interviewer might be getting impressed, because out of the five candidates, you are the candidate at least going for the problem solving, and your attitude is very good. That what the company and the interview is expected on that. So let us walk through each and every programming. Instead of giving only the interview questions, I have the some few programs, and I will be explaining you what are their expectations and how they have to do that. If you are using your personal laptop and you could able to open the Eclipse, then well and good. If you're having the online compiler, that time also they can do it. Please do it out. If you have a notepad in your office laptop, because some of them doesn't have the laptop, even we are not using to the office laptop, if your office are access to do that, so please go ahead and do that. And please open your notepad or Eclipse, whatever it may be. At last it should be presentable and you could be able to do that, because most of them don't expect you to write the main method and commented lines and those instances and all, but still we ask you to do somewhere along with that. So what their expectation, please satisfy their expectation on it. Okay, now the first question they will ask you about, could you give the two type of the strings they will give you, A, B, C, D, E, and second string is the 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to derive the output A1, B2, C3, D4, and finally E. So usually if you have the same level of the string, same level of the length of the string, that time it could be easy to approach. But when you are attempting to do that with the different length of the string, that time it is the important to identify the logic. So why I am always mentioning this commented line, because it is very important, that is called as a multiple commented lines. What is this use of this particular class? Why we are using this class? What is the main purpose of this Java method? And what is the use of this main class? That is very important to that. So I directly using this only scenario based question. So that's the reason I have been mentioned. If you are using the same method name, or if for the particular user story, which is during the agile methodology, if you are doing like that, please highlight that too in this user story number also in this. Okay, let us go. So what is that I have been declared? I have been declared to two different strings, and I have been created the third string, which is I'm going to store the my output over here. So here for int I equal to 0, I less than s1 dot length. So s1 is nothing but this s1 dot length, which returns the number of the things. Like that means it is a 1 2 3 a b c d e, it's turns of 5. So I plus plus every time it go and increment, so I is 0 and it is less than s1 dot length. Now it is answer is 5. 0 less than 5, yeah, now it go and work out. And then what happens, this s3, then s3 is equal to we don't have anything, it is considered as an null, or we have one empty string over here. So what we have to do, char out of I. Char out of I is nothing but char out of, it will 0. Char out of 0 will retrieve the value of the first position. It will go and take it out. So and then what it will go and do it go and check with the I less than s2 dot line. This is a 4. So caret of I. So every time this is the loop will be go and check it over there. Still lanes. At the one stance at the I value will be like a 4 and it less than the 5. That time it go and do that. And second time if it is I less than 5 less than 5, no. If condition failed, then it will be going. So I value now it could be the 5 and less than now s2 dot length 4. So now it's false. Now it come back. Now for loop has been done. So that's the reason it comes out of the loop and now it is called a SOP. Now output is what? Let us explore what is comes up. Now see the output is A1, B2, C3, D4, E. So let us go and check with the ABCD with the same length. Let me save it first and I'll execute. Now also it comes up. Let us change the string over here in the S1. That time also my loop should work. Yes, it got worked. So you could know it is working with the equal length and different length, and it could be working with the different string characters also. So this is the expectation they usually do have that. Let us go to the next program. Now, they will be asking you the second question. If they have been provided one string over here, that will be considered as the numbers, special characters, and alphabets. So now you have to identify how much of the percentage they have been occupied. So you know, like nowadays we always used even for an login to the system, they will be having some strong password recommendation. You should at least have a one special character and one uppercase and one lower case. Based on that you will be able to find it out weak, strong, very strong, like that. So that is the reason, this is the logic behind to that. That's the reason most of the interview questions has been comes into that. In mainly the TCS will ask a lot of this. Now consider India is my country 100 percentage. Okay, now what I will be going to do, it's my it's at system password 1045. Okay, now what it will go, I have been write the different methods. So consider now we are passing this particular input over here and we are retrieving the total number of the characters by using a length method. So now we have the total character over here. Now we have to initialize uppercase, lowercase, digits and others. Others nothing but it could be the special characters and everything could be the zero. Can I do that without a declaration? No, because we are going to add something over here. If you are not doing that, they ask you to initialize. We will get the compile term error. Now comes into the for loop. For I n equal to 0, I less than input dot length. So input dot length, or you can directly give total character I plus plus. So now I have the character over here. Input a char out of I, what it will do, char out of 0. It is going to store over here. Is uppercase, we have the default method over here. So why I'm saying this is the default method, press the hold the control and click is uppercase. It will show those different things. So that's the reason I'm saying it is the default method we are using over here in the character class. Come, and then we will be having the is lowercase and is digit and else others. And why we are storing the double? Because always we have the percentage into the double. We instead of why we are not using the long, because long might not be accepting the percentage. We will be expecting 100 percentage or 200 percentage, like that we are expecting on that. So that time what you have to do, so it will be retrieving the character of the double. So that is I'm using the data type double. So double uppercase letter percentage is equal to that the uppercase we got the value is uppercase. What it could do, whatever the uppercase it will, we will be having that go and iterate and it will start 1 2 3 4 like that. So 4 into 100 400 divided by the total character. Now the total character will be the answer is 16, and 400 divided by the 16, what could be the answer? That could be comes into the percentage. Likewise lowercase percentage it should come, and digits percentage and others percentage, like that this is the come. Now we finally know like what is the percentage we are getting over here. Now you have to add the percentage symbol. You might be knowing because you are a developer, so you have done this, the percentage, and you haven't calculated 100. But why we ask you to do this is the symbol with the suffix percentage, because one and only the reason, you have to identify, you have to notify the end user that it has been counts into the percentage, because no one knows if you provide in the number, they will be considered it could be the integer, or it could be the long, or it kind of a number. It might be the mobile number, or it could be number pin code or zip code, whatever it may be. Even I can understand the mobile number should become 10 digit, but if you don't give the space, that time it comes like that. No? So that is the reason. Whatever comes, that's fine for us. No issues at all. So you have some percentage over here. So in this percentage, you have to add. So that is the reason we are using the format over here. If you are using the format class here, so this is the decimal format class, you could be able to see how long it is the number formatting, could be able to work on it out. So it is the default library function we do have in the Java. And then comes into that everything we know. Now what is the system password also, we got it. Now let us run this program and identify what is the output. So the uppercase, this is the password in the 73 48 23 percentage. Now what I have to do, let us do the negative. As a tester we have to do the negative case. I'm only passing the special characters, I didn't pass anything. So I just execute this program. Correct. Everything got be the zero and other characters are the 100 percentage. Hopefully you got this point. So you have to showcase this answer to your interviewer with the different set of an inputs. That the inputs is nothing but test data we will be using. So different set of the test data you have to say on it. Now, now the next question they will ask you, could you tell about count the each character in the given string? Definitely we could able to do that. So considering to the main method, I have to say, this is our channel name I have mentioned, automate dream job. In this you have to identify like how many characters from the A string, that is A is 2 and B is 3 and C is 4, like that. So the first approach I have been used with the hash map concept, because they might be knowing about your collections. So in that the collections they will ask you out what are the basic things you have been known. That could be the important thing they definitely will ask you, because collections, what are the things you will say, a list, a set, and map interface. I don't know. So could you tell me about? Could you explain with the hash map concept, the help of this count each character? Then definitely, then they can understand with the collections framework. These guys got to know each and everything. So what I have been done, I just go and create one new method that is called the count characters over here. Under this, I'm going to pass in my the input string over here. And in this hash map, I'm going to have the two generics over here, that is character and the integer. So what I'm doing here, like, so I'm going to create the hash map. So that, as per the rule, either you could do that in the left hand side, or you could do that in the right hand side, or you could do that in the both sides. So three approaches has been given from the collections. With the help of the generics you could do that. That also during the explanation, if you could say that, then interviewer might could understand like, okay, this guy knows each and everything, then we could go ahead and hire him, like that. Now I'm going to form one character array. I just named as a string array. So whatever it comes into your input string, I'm just converting to the character array. And now consider this is going to the for loop. Everywhere you could able to see the for loop. Even though if you not understand the logic of the question, if you don't have an idea of the question, please ask once again to the interviewer and get a clarification about the question. Then only you could do that, because with the help of the for loop, definitely you could able to do it out. Because so far it is the third program, we have not seen while or something, but it's for loop, because we have a lot of the things to be iterated during this for loop. That's the reason for loop. So for character, this is, I can say, is a for each. So for each, what is the difference between the for each and the for loop? In the for loop, you will be mentioned about the declaration and condition and the increment or the decrement. But for each loop, you don't want to retrieve the things out the length and all. It automatically takes about the still if it is a 10, until the 10 it will go and execute. You don't want to declare or nothing, you can do that. It is a good efficiency if you are using them for each loop. So for each, then I have been mentioned character C string array. If your map will be contains that particular key and you are putting and add in the one like that, otherwise you will be remains as a one. So it will go the for each loop, and finally you will go and get the value. Get key and the get value will be giving the exact number of the occurrences for the each character. Let us execute now. Now you could able to see that uh, it is it is the A is repeating a one and B. So everything is they have been given in the order of the how many times it has been done. It has been ordered in the format of the ascending order, how the alphabetically has been printed, because automate you should come first, but the you should be comes at the at different things. So the occurrences could be the different by using a hash map concept.